Hi, and thanks for watching another instructional video for CSCI 1300. In this video, we will be talking about how to find a max value in a nested array. So we have some array A, which is a 4x4 array of integers, and we need to traverse it looking for a max element, a maximum value, the largest value that could possibly be in the array. So in order to do this, what we'll have to do is generate a series of numbers. So I'm using a double for loop here to generate random numbers every time we run the program. And now let's talk about what we're actually going to do with that. So at this point, we're looking at code where the array that's nested, A, the size 2 array, has a bunch of random elements in it. So in order to find the max value, what we would need to do is implement a similar solution to what we have talked about before with one-dimensional arrays. What we will do is we will create a max value and assign it to the first value in the array. So here we're looking at the 0th element on the 0th row. So this would be the element at the first column or the first index of the first row. So it would be in the top left corner of the array if we were thinking about a square. And what we're going to do is once we have assigned that value to the first element, what we'll do is we'll say, okay, if we go through here and we go through all the elements using a nested for loop setup, if at any particular element that we traverse across, if that element is larger than or equal to the maximum that we set for the first element, we're going to update max to become that new largest element. So now we're basically doing the same thing that we've done before with a one-dimensional array, but now we'll have to do it for a series of rows instead of just one row. So let's run the code and look at the array and then double check our logic here from what we've got. So I'm printing the array here after we fill it, and you can see that we're on row 0, and it has these numbers here associated with that row. And we would assign 14 to be the max, and then we would say, okay, is the next element larger? So 68 would become the max. And then 47 would be jumped over because it's smaller. 68 is equal, so it would actually become the new max again. And we keep doing this. 81 would then become the next max. We keep going until we see on row 3 that there's a value of 98, which is larger than anything. And no other values will be larger than that by the time we finish indexing across the last series of columns in row 3, which is the last row. So when we finish, that max value has been updated to the value of 98 after traversing across all the rows of the array. So that's how we find the max element in a nested array. Thanks and happy coding!